Just fourth.
Wow. Fourth grade. Okay. My name is Jason Flowers. I'm the director of exams for ISE. So all the fun exams you guys have been taking over the course of this weekend, either I wrote or edited or whatever. So yeah. Anyway, and we're going to do our puzzle check here, and then we're going to get started with our round. So okay, ready? All right, good deal. You guys ready?
Yes.
Good? Okay, let's go. Toss of one. A member of this tribe wrote the libretto for the first Native American opera, the Sundance Opera, as well as the article Oklahoma's Poor Rich Indians. Buffalo Calf Road woman saved her brother at the Battle of the Rosebud during a war named for this tribe, which included
The Sioux.
the Sioux, and that's 5 points for you. Tsar Samuel fought King Svetoslav Soronja in a 998 siege in this modern country, where one city named a 1358 treaty that allowed the rise of Ragusa. Simon de Montfort refused to Croatia. 5 points for you. This mythic figure's domain partly includes politics, shepherds, athletes, thieves, and roads. The name of this figure's Roman Hermes, and that is 6 points for you. Though not Chile, this country's Santa Elena province was the home of the Valdivia culture, which succeeded the Las Vegas culture. The warrior Ruminawi was born in this country where Hayana Capac lived. Jose de San Martin and Simon Bolivar had held a secret meeting in this country's Ecuador, and that is 5 points for you. A leader of these people wrote the Tawagalawa letter to the king of Iowawa, which mentioned a disagreement over the city of Walusa. These people called the core of their kingdom the land of Hatti, and a leader of these people deposed the Amorite dynasty of Babylon. These people's capital, that's incorrect, Assyria. Capital of Hattusa was raised in the Bronze Age collapse, and these people signed the world's oldest peace treaty with Ramses II. The Hittites, and that's 4 points for you. Legends about this place were popularized through a 1964 piece by Vincent Gaddis in the publication Argosy. The manganese-carrying Cyclops is analyzed in some theories about this location, as is a mission departing from Fort Lauderdale, Navy Flight 19. Some studies of this location seek to determine if the occurrence of tropical cyclones.
Bermuda Triangle.
The Bermuda Triangle, 5 points for you. Daryl Gates oversaw one organization in this city's Operation Hammer and collaborated with one city's Rotary Club to create the DARE program. It's not the FBI, but an organization investigated the murder of Elizabeth Short and created the first militarized special weapons and tactics, or SWAT team. For the points
Los Angeles.
Yep, that's enough for 4. With her husband, one person who completed this action went on to found the Woodville Cooperative Farm School and work in Britain with the Women's Suffrage Organization. That person who completed this action did so while dressed as a man, with her husband disguised as a servant. That's incorrect. Nice too. This action was undertaken by Ellen Craft, who co-wrote the book Running 1,000 Miles for Freedom. For the points, identify this action that was facilitated by Harriet Tubman and
Escaping from slavery.
That's 4 points for you. After being cited by Adam Render, this place was speculated by Karl Mauch to be associated with King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. Near the present-day town of Masvingo, this city's residents constructed conical towers inside the great enclosure. The king. That is 5 points for you. Toss of 10, after which we'll do our first score check. The day before this man died in 1934, his cabinet passed a decree eliminating his country's presidency and giving its powers to an appointed chancellor. During World War I, this man led German forces to victory in the Battle of Tannenberg in Poland. Hindenburg, and that's 5 points for you. Okay, start with 10. We have
Males lead with 29.
Ryan, like the civilization.
I have, is it a one?
No, this is mine. This is nickname. You're
Okay. And I have Blue with Ashray and Rory each with 5 points right now. I have Tanish with 2, and I have Rashad and Nicole with 20 left to get out.
Okay, ready? All right, plus 11. After a king of this name turned around an invasion from his Swiss allies, he was targeted in the Day of the Barricades by supporters of the Catholic League, then succeeded by a similarly named Catholic convert. He shared by the final ruler of the House of Valois and the first ruler of the House of Bourbon. A war of 3 kings of these names was Henry for 4 points for you. The Battle of Devil's Hole occurred as part of this conflict, one side of which included 300 Seneca. Henry Bouquet fought against Mingo and Delaware warriors during this conflict's Battle of Bushy Run. The Paxton Boys carried out the Conestoga Massacre in this conflict, during which Jeffrey Amherst infected blankets with smallpox. That's incorrect. -2.
Revolutionary War.
That's also incorrect. -2. The Proclamation of 1763 was a response to the 4 points. That's also incorrect. -2. Pontiac's Rebellion. Okay, so we're going to toss at 13. This material was created by sticking together colima with colesis, and this material, which includes a superfine Augustan form, was first discovered in one form at Herculaneum. Caspar Jacob Rubens studied an item in Leyden composed of this material, made from the pith of a wetland plant, which could be rolled up into scrolls.
Paper.
That's incorrect. -2.
Papyrus.
Papyrus, and that's 5 points for you. A composer with this surname, instead of Michael Haydn, was the likely composer of the Toy Symphony and wrote a treatise on the fundamental principles of violin writing. Only the first 8 bars of a mass by a composer with this surname were written, leading Franz Xavier Süssmayr to complete it. A composer with this surname wrote the Coronation and Elvira Madigan piano concertos. For the points, give this surname of Salzburger's Leopold and his...
Beethoven?
That's incorrect, -2. And his son, the composer of the Magic Flute,
Mozart.
Mozart, and that's 4 points for you. Yes. Oh, one middle.
4.
Yeah.
Up to 7.
This person defeated Arthur St. Clair Jr. by a single vote to serve as a non-voting representative for the Northwest Territory. And this person was appointed by John Adams to govern the Indiana Territory, where he built grouse land near Vincennes. This Western Whig candidate came second. That is 5 points for you. This ruler's generational quiz won the battles of Kiapapan and Chimborazo in a civil war against one of this ruler's family members. That brother of this ruler was assassinated to avoid paying additional ransom to the Spanish. After the Battle of Cajamarca, this ruler's brother was ransomed for a root full of gold, lost scars, Atahualpa, and moved in 5 points there. 5. Nope, I got the lost card. Oh no, just kidding. No, sorry, that's 4. Yeah, because I got to, I got to. So yeah, that's 4. Sorry, 4. There's you, okay. An army in this battle used a series of fake retreats to goad its opponents off Senlac Hill. This battle.
That was Hastings.
Hastings, and that is 6 points for you. Yeah, 6 points.
33 now. 39. Now 39. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Nice correct.
Yeah. A current member of the board of the National Constitution Center was drafted by this current NBA team in 1991 out of Georgetown University, and that player was Dikembe Mutombo. A center for this team was born in the city of Sombor while it was still part of the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia, and went on to win back-to-back MVPs. This team's current mascot was inspired by a prospecting boom that led to the titular objects of silver and gold being panned by miners. For the points, named this NBA team and 2023 NBA champion please. Denver Nuggets, 4 points for you. While traveling in Egypt, this person described a machine that allowed heavy objects to be lifted for pyramid construction, which came to be known as this person's namesake machine. Stories that diverge into the realm of fantasy were characteristic of the work of this person, who hailed from the city of Halicarnassus. Artemisium and Plataea were the sites of battles recounted by this person, who was
Herodotus.
Herodotus, and that's 5 points for you. Okay, so toss it 20, after which we'll recount the scores and then continue on to our last 10. This person first named one harbor after a type of cartilaginous fish, but that body's current name was inspired by its collection of plant specimens. A navigator named Tupaia assisted this person, who named the aforementioned Stingray Harbor, now Botany Bay, and Captain James Cook. 5 points for you. All right, so after 20, our scores are,
I have
Danish with 11, Other with 12, Ashay with 8, mine with 44, Joshua with -2, and Rory with 4. Yes?
okay, here we go. All right, let's do our last 10. This figure was the subject of a 2007 Eisner-winning graphic novel by Nick Abitsis. Albino was designated as a backup for this figure, who underwent surgery to install internal sensors to measure blood pressure. The malfunction of an R7 sustainer may have led to the death by overheating of this figure. Like 5 points for you. One holder of this position overthrew his father-in-law down the steps of the Senate, at which point his wife rode over the body with a chariot. The son of the last holder of this position, King of Rome. 6 points for you. At the age of 17, this person married a daughter of scientist Jean de Noyes, named Adrienne. In 1825, more than 23,000 acres of land in Leon County were gifted to this person as part of a namesake land grant. Once elected to the Estates General, this person was wounded at an engagement at Brandywine and took part in the Battle of Rhode Island alongside countryman Comte d'Estaing. Lafayette, and that's 5 points for you.
We need to do this.
Yeah, for sure. No, you're good.
I just need to review it.
At 20, I have him at 12 points, and then he got 5 off of the one, is that right?
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
So that
Yes, like
then
like
6,
5,
22, no, 6,
22. That's 6.
Oh, it's 14. No, I totally missed that.
23.
Yes.
Then, okay, so
No, that's
28.
yeah,
Yes.
that's fine.
Yeah, that's all. That's all.
You're good.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, so
Okay.
he's at 20.
Yeah. So scores 1 point then. Okay. Toss of 24. William Scoresby Routledge was the leader of a 1915 expedition to this island, which contains a sacred landing place known as Anakina. A set of wooden tablets on this island containing fish, vegetables, and plants helped lead to the discovery of the Rumble writing system. Key sources regarding the history of this island are the oral histories of the Rapa Nui. Easter Island, that's 5 points for you. This musician used a pseudonym that inspired the name of the Ramones, and as a teen, this musician wrote their first song, I Lost My Little Girl, and joined a skiffle group that became known as the Quarrymen. With their wife Linda, this musician started one of the most successful bands of the 1970s, with #1 hits, including Silly Love Songs and Band on the Run. The most #1 UK hits belong to For the Points Bar musician who was in Wings and the Beatles.
John Lennon.
That's incorrect. Nice one. That's time. This is Paul McCartney. Jules Gosselin and Paul Cullen raised funds to alleviate this event in which certain people were called cat breaks. The landlord Dennis Mahone was murdered during this event in revenge for evicting tenants, while the McCorkle line brought people to the Americas. In Canada, survivors of this event died from disease on coffin ships, and some sufferers of this event converted as part of superism. For the points identified as deadly event in which a blight killed a certain
Irish potato famine.
the potato famine for 4 points. Two brothers-in-law of this person helped establish the settlement known as Bryant's Station, and during a hunting expedition, this person was captured by men loyal to Chief Blackfish. Pilot Knob was the location from which this person first sighted the bluegrass region, and an inscription claiming that this person killed a bear can be found in a museum in Louisville. Daniel Boone, that's 5 points for you. Toss of 28. One leader of this company fired Lynn Conway for announcing her intention to transition genders. Founded by Herman Hollerith as the computing, tabulating, and recording company, this company created the Comtran programming language. This company's longtime presidents, Thomas Watson and Thomas Watson Jr., transitioned this company from punch cards to computers, creating the first machine to beat a reigning world champion at IBM, and you get 5 points there. An early 15-person meeting of members of this body, at which a member of the Delano family founded one service, was held at the house of Senator Omar D. Conger. The founder of this organization was among the first to tend to those affected by the Pratt Street riot in Baltimore. This organization was formed 5 years after another international body was established by Henry Dunnan. For the points, American Red Cross, and you get 5 points there. So toss up last.
Did you get Daniel Boone?
Yeah, he got
No, it's Tracy's.
Yeah.
Okay, so toss up last is this. In 1906, an intercalated version of one of these events was held, but is not generally counted as a legitimate version of them. Security guard Richard Jewell was falsely accused of bombing one of these events, whose real culprit was Eric Rudolph. The Soviet invasion of Afghanistan prompted Jimmy Carter to lead a boycott against one of these events. Yeah, that is 4 points for you. Okay.
Puts us with 20.
Okay. All right, so our final scores.
Our final scores, congratulations to Mike for first place.